My name is Imani Carter. I'm a 32-year-old black woman living in Atlanta, Georgia. I work two jobs, one as a nurse, the other picking up weekend shifts at a wellness clinic. Not because I have to, but because I've always believed in building something solid for myself. That afternoon, I walked into a high-end boutique in Buckhead. Not the kind of place I usually shop, but I had just gotten promoted. And for the first time in a long time, I wanted to celebrate me. The store smelled like vanilla and polished wood. Soft jazz played in the background. Everything felt expensive. I remember thinking, maybe I finally belong in spaces like this. But I didn't know, someone had already decided I didn't. The moment I stepped inside, I felt it. That shift in energy. The sales associate, a blonde woman, maybe mid-40s, looked me up and down. Not quickly, not casually, but slowly. Like she was scanning for something. Or judging. "Can I help you?" she asked, her tone polite, but tight. I smiled. "Just browsing, thank you." She didn't move far. In fact, she followed me. Every section I walked into, handbags, dresses, accessories, she was there. Pretending to organize things. Adjusting racks that didn't need adjusting. At first, I told myself I was overthinking it. Maybe she's just doing her job. But then, I picked up a designer handbag. And I heard her say quietly to another employee, "Keep an eye on that one." That one. Not customer. Not ma'am. Just that one. My chest tightened. Still, I stayed calm. Because as a black woman in America, you learn early that reacting emotionally can cost you more than silence. So I kept browsing. Until things got worse. Right before I walked to the register, I paused near a mirror. It was one of those tall, gold-framed ones, the kind meant to make everything look elegant. I looked at myself. Neatly pressed scrubs under my coat. Hair tied back. Minimal makeup. Simple gold earrings my mom gave me years ago. I didn't look out of place. At least, I didn't think I did. But the way they were looking at me made me question everything. I adjusted my sleeves slightly, suddenly hyper-aware of every movement. The way I stood. The way I held the bag. Even the way I breathed. And that's when I noticed something else. Across the room, another woman, white, maybe early 20s, was laughing with a sales associate. Holding 3 items. No one followed her. No one watched her hands. No one whispered. She belonged. Effortlessly. And me? I felt like I was walking on invisible glass, one wrong move away from shattering someone else's assumptions. That quiet pressure, it's hard to explain unless you've lived it. It's not loud. It's not always obvious. But it sits on your chest, heavy, reminding you that in some spaces, you're not seen as a person first. You're seen as a possibility. A risk. A stereotype waiting to be confirmed. I took a deep breath. And in that moment, I had a choice. Shrink, like they expected. Or stand, like I deserved. So I picked up the bag. And walked to the counter. I walked to the register with the handbag. It was expensive, yes. But I could afford it. I placed it gently on the counter. The cashier barely looked at me. "Do you have ID?" she asked. I blinked. "For a purchase?" She crossed her arms. "For verification." I noticed something. The woman before me, white, mid-30s, had just bought 2 bags. No ID. No questions. Just smiles. I felt my hands start to tremble. "Is there a reason you need my ID?" I asked calmly. That's when she said it. Out loud. Clear enough for everyone to hear. We've had issues before. I swallowed hard. Issues with what? She leaned in slightly. With people trying to walk out without paying. The room went quiet. Every eye in that boutique slowly turned toward me. I felt it. The weight of assumption. The humiliation. The anger rising in my throat. And for a second, I almost walked out. Because sometimes, walking away feels easier than fighting something you didn't even start. But then, something inside me said, no. I reached into my purse slowly. Not for my ID. But for my phone. I'm going to record this, I said, my voice steady but shaking underneath. The cashier stiffened. That won't be necessary. Oh, I think it is. I hit record. Can you explain again why I need ID for a purchase when other customers didn't? The room shifted. You could feel it. The discomfort. The awareness. The truth being pulled into the light. That's when a voice came from behind me. Is there a problem here? We all turned. A tall black man in a tailored suit stood near the entrance. Calm. Composed. Powerful presence. The store manager rushed over. Mr. Whitmore, we didn't expect. My heart skipped. Whitmore? He looked directly at me. Then at the cashier. Then at my phone recording everything. What's going on? He asked again. Before anyone could spin the story, I spoke. They're asking me for ID to make a purchase. But they didn't ask anyone else. Silence. Heavy silence. Mr. Whitmore's expression didn't change. But his eyes. They sharpened. He turned slowly toward the cashier. Is that true? She stuttered. We were just following protocol. There is no such protocol, he said firmly. And then came the moment. No one expected. He stepped beside me. And said, Ma'am, I'd like to personally apologize. The entire store froze. He continued, You're not just a customer here. You're someone who deserves respect. And today, we failed you. I felt my throat tighten. Not from anger this time, but from being seen. He looked at the staff. Effective immediately, this purchase is on us. Gasps filled the room. And we will be conducting immediate bias training for every employee in this store. No hesitation. No excuses. Just accountability. For the first time since I walked in, I could breathe. I didn't take the free bag. I paid for it. Because this was never about the money. It was about dignity. As I walked out of the store, Mr. Whitmore stopped me. Thank you, he said. I frowned slightly. For what? For not staying silent. I smiled softly. Because the truth is, silence protects systems that were never built for us. But speaking up? That changes everything. That day reminded me of something I'll never forget. You don't have to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. And you don't need permission to stand in your worth.
If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to the channel as your support truly helps us grow. We'd also love to hear from you, so leave a comment below and share your thoughts. We read every single comment. We are on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers, and every bit of support brings us one step closer. Thank you for being part of Black Diaries and supporting the journey.